It's like I'm talking to myself. Okay, so sorry. Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Losar, for the new year. I'm going to start by reciting the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of practice of Samantha Vajra. So if you have the FPM2 retreat prayer book, it's on page 344. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you lions among humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future. In the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you, with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious one. With transcendental offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with the strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, see here is still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created by paying homage, offering and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May all you Buddhas now living in the world of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all the worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with Bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath the Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in the 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives in all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, birth, migration, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then following in the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces. Just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening, and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various disposition of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, mastered and circled by bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While surfing through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, Skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom, I shall see Buddha fields as numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a whisper of a hair. So I, too, will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tender seeds of being. With strength of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma, of all Buddhas in the 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I'll enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lines among humans, and with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activities. Hi, I'm on Zoom. Yeah. What was I doing? I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear. So those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicles through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of Dharma, may I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities, may I fulfill an ocean of aspiration. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas, may I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice. All you Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere, in order to practice exactly as the wise one called Samantabhadra, all-embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri, for this bodhisattva's practice of all-embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanation. Limitless is the endless space, likewise limitless are living beings. Thus limitless are karma and afflictions, may my aspirations for each be limitless as well. One may offer to all the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions. And one may offer all during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to face just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirth, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirth, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, feminine attributes and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers. And all the 3 worlds will make offerings, going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings. But subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully ripened result comprehended by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised as the greatest by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainment of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception, for the benefit of all beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus in this joyful land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive the prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for the beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even this small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential, by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drowning in the torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of this scripture's dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. So we'll go to page 146. And do this Lam Rim prayer, training the mind through meditation on complete Mahayana path. Start with the Guru devotion as the root of the path, page 146 in the Gold Retreat Prayer Book. Supreme field of merit, my perfect pure Guru, through the power of having made offerings and respectful requests, I seek your blessing, Saviour, and the very root of happiness and goodness, that I may come under your joyful guidance. I request that the kind Lord Guru, who is more extraordinary than all the Buddhas, please bless me to be able to devote myself with great respect to a qualified Lord Guru in all my lives. Realizing that correctly devoting myself to the kind Lord Guru, who is the foundation of all good qualities, is the root of happiness and goodness, I'll devote myself to him with great respect, not forsaking him even at the cost of my life. Thinking of the importance of the qualified Guru, I allow myself to enter under his control. May I be like an obedient son, acting exactly in accordance with the Guru's advice. Even when Mara's evil friends and the like try to split me from the Guru, may I be like a badger, inseparable forever. When the Guru gives me work, whatever the burden, may I be like the earth carrying it all. When I devote myself to the Guru, whatever suffering occurs, may I be like a mountain, immovable. Even if I have to perform every unpleasant task, may I be like the servant of a king with the mind undisturbed. Having abandoned pride, holding myself lower than the Guru, may I be like a sweeper. May I be like a rope joyfully holding the Guru's work, no matter how difficult or heavy a burden. Even when the Guru criticizes, provokes, or ignores me, may I be like a dog, never responding with anger. May I be like a ferry boat, never upset at any time to come and go for the Guru. Glorious and precious root Guru, please bless me to be able to practice in this way. From now on in all my future lives, may I be able to devote myself to the virtuous friend in this way. I dedicate that prayer to my friend Venerable John Song. Now we'll do the dedication chapter from Shantideva's Bodhicharya Avatara. Page 354. By whatever virtue there is due to my having composed engaging in the deeds of a Bodhisattva, may all transmigrating beings engage in the deeds of the Bodhisattvas. However many sick people there are, suffering in body and mind in all directions, due to my merit may they obtain an ocean of happiness and joy. For as long as they remain in cyclic existence, may their happiness never decline. May transmigrating beings obtain the uninterrupted flow of unsurpassable happiness. However many hell beings there are throughout the realms of the world, may those embodied beings be delighted by the happiness of Sukhavati. May those wretched due to cold obtain warmth, may those wretched due to heat be cooled by the infinite rivers arising from the great clouds of the Bodhisattvas. May the forest of sword-like leaves also become a pleasant grove. May the Shamali trees too grow into wish-granting trees. May they be beautified by the melodious calls of wild duck, geese, and swans. And may the regions of hell become charming, due to pools of large and sweetly fragrant lotuses. May the heaps of coals also become a pile of jewels. May the burning iron ground be revealed as crystal floors. May the mountains of mass destruction hell become celestial mansions of offerings filled with sugatas. May the rain of glowing cinders, burning rocks and weapons from now on become a rain of flowers, and may striking each other with weapons from now on be a playful tossing of flowers. May those drowning in the fire like river without ford, their flesh entirely disintegrated and their bones the colour of kunda flowers, attain bodies above gods by the force of my virtue, and then dwell with goddesses in gently flowing streams. Wondering why are the henchmen of Muyama and the terrible ravens and vultures afraid? Whose strength is divine strength that utterly dispels the darkness and generates happiness and joy. Upon looking upward, they behold Vajrapani abiding in the space, ablazing in the midst of space. By the force of their strong joy, may they be free from negativities and be in his company. Having seen the fire of hell splattered and extinguished by a falling rain of flowers mixed with scented water, immediately satiated with bliss and wondering what had caused this, may the hell beings behold Padmapani. Friends discarding fear come from the distance. Why flee when directly in front of us is the one by whose strength we are freed from suffering and the force of joy emerges? The one who thoroughly protects all transmigratory beings and has generated bodhicitta and mercy. The youthful one with the blazing top knot who removes all fears. Behold him in an attractive mansion resounding with the melodious eulogies of thousands of goddesses, with hundreds of gods paying homage at his feet with their crowns, and his eyes moistened with compassion, a rain of clusters of many flowers falling upon his head. Upon seeing Manjughosha in this way, may the hell beings exclaim. Thus, by my roots of virtue, having seen the comfortable, cool, and fragrant falling rain from the unobscured clouds of bodhisattvas such as Samantabhadra, may sentient beings of hell become joyful. May the animals be free from the fear of being eaten by one another, and may the hungry ghosts be happy as the human beings of unpleasant sound. May the hungry ghosts be satiated by the flow of milk descending from the hand of Arya Avalokiteshvara, and by washing in it may they always be refreshed. May the blind see and the deaf always hear sounds, just as well it was for Maya Devi. May pregnant women give birth without being harmed. May the naked obtain clothing, the hungry obtain food, and the thirsty obtain water and delicious drinks. May the destitute obtain wealth, may those wretched with sorrow find joy, may the depressed be comforted and attain perfect steadfastness. However many sick sentient beings there are, may they quickly be freed from their illnesses. May all diseases, without exception, of transmigratory beings never occur again. May the frightened be fearless, may those bound be released, may the weak be strong, and may their minds be mutually friendly. May all travellers be happy in whatever direction. May their aims which they travel be effortlessly accomplished. May those who sail in boats and ships fulfill their wishes. Having happily returned to shore, may they joyfully be reunited with their relatives. May anguished wanderers who have gone astray in deserts meet with other travellers, and without fear of robbers, thieves, tigers, and others, may they proceed easily without fatigue. May the unprotected children and elderly, lost and anxious in desolated places and the like, those intoxicated with sleep and the insane, be watched over by the gods. May beings be liberated from the non-leisures and be endowed with faith, wisdom, and mercy, and through food and conduct becoming perfect, may they always recollect their lives. May everyone, just like space treasury, have uninterrupted resources. Without conflict and without harm, may they enjoy themselves in freedom. May the sentient beings with little splendor become greatly magnificent. May the poor forms of ascetics become fine and perfect forms. However many women there are in the world, may they all become men. May the lowly attain high status, and may the proud be subdued. Due to this merit of mine, may all sentient beings, without exception, abandon negativities and always create virtues. May they never be parted from the mind of enlightenment, exert themselves in bodhisattva conduct, be cared for by the Buddhas, and abandon all the actions of the Maras. May all these sentient beings have immeasurably long lives. May they always live in harmony, happiness, and not even know the term death. May gardens of wish-fulfilling trees be full in all directions, with Buddhas and Buddhist children filled with the hearing and proclaiming of the Dharma. May the ground everywhere be pure without pebbles and so forth, as even as the palm of the hand in the nature of Vajra and soft. For all the circles of retinues that exist, may the many bodhisattvas abide adorn the surface of the earth with their excellence. May all embodied beings continually hear the sound of Dharma coming from birds and the trees, from every ray of light as well as from the sky. May they always meet Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' children. May they present offerings to gurus and of transmigratory beings. with infinite clouds of offerings. May the gods also send down timely rain, and may crops be plentiful. May kings act in accordance with the Dharma, may worldly beings also prosper. May medicines be potent, and recitation of secret mantras be effective. May Dakini, Rakshasas, and so forth be endowed with minds of compassion. May sentient beings never suffer, commit negativities, or become ill. May they not be afraid or despised, and may they never have unhappy minds. May the monasteries flourish and the excellently remain. Due to reading and recitation, may the Sangha always be concordant, and may the aims of the Sangha also be accomplished. May monks also wish to train, also find solitude. Having abandoned all distraction, may they meditate with serviceable mind. May nuns have material things and abandon quarrelling and a flickering time. Likewise, may all the ordained not degenerate their morality. Through being disenchanted by corrupt morality, may negativities forever be exhausted. Also, having attained good migrations, may disciplined conduct not decline even there. May the wise be honoured, and may they also receive alms. May they continue to be completely pure, and may they be renowned in all directions. May beings not experience the suffering of bad migrations, also not undergo any austerities. With bodies superior to those of gods, may they quickly achieve Buddhahood. May all sentient beings many times make offerings to all the Buddhas. Due to the infinite bliss of the Buddhas, may they always be endowed with happiness. May bodhisattvas accomplish the welfare of transmigratory beings as intended. May sentient beings also acquire whatever the protectors intended. Likewise, may solitary realists as well as heroes be happy. May I too, until I attain the very joyous ground, by the kindness of Manjughosha, always recollect my former lives and always receive ordination. May I be robust even though the food may be simple, and live in all my lives may I find ideal isolated places. Whenever I desire to look, or even if I wish to ask the slightest question, may I behold without any hindrance the protector Manjughosha himself. In order to accomplish the welfare of all sentient beings, who extend to the ends of space in the 10 directions, may my deeds also be just like the deeds of Manjughosha. For as long as space endures, for as long as sentient beings remain, for that long may I abide and eliminate the suffering of transmigratory beings. May the suffering of transmigratory beings, no matter how many there are, all ripe upon me due to the Bodhisattva Sangha, may transmigratory beings enjoy happiness. May the soul medicine for the suffering of transmigratory beings, the source of all happiness, the teachings, together with gain and honour, remain for a very long time. I prostrate to Manjughosha, whose kindness virtuous minds arrive. I prostrate also to all my virtuous friends, by whose kindness I develop. So now we're going to do some mantras. The Kashidi Garbalong mantra. Paradane Panava Cha 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 Kilene Aga Papa Geke Papa Kiro Pare Pare Mare Ente Kure Amotane Pare Pare Upashamamale, Pamitane, Tambore, Paruhu, Purastormile, Meriatormile, Kananda, Harakamare, Uruhu. Chimbo, 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 Akacha, chimbo, Bakara, chimbo, Amagara, chimbo, chimbo, Bachira, chimbo, Araga, chimbo, Dhamma-jimbo, Sattva-jimbo, Sattva-nihara-jimbo, Vimara-kacchava-jimbo, Upashama-jimbo, Nayana-jimbo, Kanyasana-muni-ratna-jimbo, Chana-jimbo, Vijay-maha-mariya-jimbo, Shasita-maha-jimbo, Viraja-sotamahe, Dhamma-veya-mahe, Chakavase, Shire-vikava, Varavarite, Asire-kare-kare-kare-kare, Aradane, Parama, Cha-cha-cha-cha, Ilene, Aga-cha-cha-ge-ge, Aga-tiro, Kare-kare, Vire-mane, Nente-pure-me, Ango-chitade, Are-jire, Para-jire, Upashama-mane, Tamil-pane, Tamure, Huru-huru, Huru-pane, Huru-pane, Hara-hara, Hara-kamane, Huru-huru. Chimbo, 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 akacha, chimbo, bakara, chimbo, amaba, chimbo, chimbo, bachira, chimbo, aroga, chimbo, kama, chimbo, sakeva, chimbo, Sattva-nihara-jimbo, Vimara-kacchava-jimbo, Upashama-jimbo, Kayana-jimbo, Kanyasana-muni-ratna-jimbo, Chana-jimbo, Vijaya-jimbo, Shasita-jimbo, Viraja-sotamahe, Dhamma-veya-mahe, Chakavase, Vire-vikava, Varavarite, Asire-kare, Pare-kare, Aradane, Parama, Cha-cha-cha-cha, Ilene, Aga-tata-ge-ge, Taga-tiro, Kare-kare, Vire-mane, Nente-pure-me, Ango-chitade, Are-jire, Para-jire, Upashama-mane, Tamil-pane, Tamure, Puro-puro-puro-puro-me, Merito-merite, Tanabata, Harakamare, Puro-puro. Chimbo, 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 akacha, chimbo, bakara, chimbo, awara, chimbo, chimbo, batira, chimbo, awaga, chimbo, dama, chimbo, sakeva, chimbo, Sattva-nihara-jimbo, Vimara-kacchava-jimbo, Upashama-jimbo, Sama Mone Ratnachemo Chalachemo Vikemo Vareyachemo Shakti Karavayachemo Yatra Sokhamahe Dhamma Vayamaya Jagase Chakravase Hire Karama Varavayate Asere Kwame Hare Krama Varavayate 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 Cha 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 Hire Agapahageke Agakiro Kare Kare Nirmahare Nirgurvire Ambujikare Aregire Vahagire Ukashamavare Kunirgire Kumure Miracle, Sananda, Haramadama, Shimbo, 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 Amavachimo, Vachimo, Ajayachimo, Amavachimo, Tamachimo, Satyavachimo, Satyani Harachimo, Vivarakashavachimo, Upachamachimo, Ayavachimo, Ayasama Manevachimo, Kanachimo, Vikema Vareyachimo, Shikara Yada Sokamahe, Nama Peramaya, Chakase, Chakavase, Karma, Varavayate, Cha-cha-cha-cha, Akatake, Kakakiro, Kare, Kare, Mahe, Kure, Ankuchikade, Aregire, Paragire, Shama Shama Mare, Kanye Kanye, Kamure, Huru, Huru, Meritor, Sananda, Haratamagema, Chimbo, 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 Akasha, Chimbo, Bakara, Chimbo, Amagara, Chimbo, Yabara, Chimbo, Achira, Chimbo, Aroga, Chimbo, Kama, Chimbo, Sakeva, Chimbo, Sakeni, Hara, Chimbo, Devara, Kachava, Chimbo, Upachama, Chimbo, Nayana, Chimbo, Kanya, Sama, Mone, Chimbo, Chana, Chimbo, Vikema, Chimbo, Shakti, Chimbo, Yatra Sotamahe Dhammavedamaya Chakravase Shri Paravavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavavav Aradane Tanama Cha-cha-cha-cha Kiremi Agadagage Agagilo Tare Tare Nirema Nente Kiremi Anko Chikabe Aeji Kaji Koko Shamamale Tamikaji Kangole Uhu Kupasone Merito Merite Kanada Harakamarema Uhu Chimbo 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 Akasha Chimbo Bakara Chimbo Amagara Chimbo Chimbo Kajira Chimbo Aroga Chimbo Kama Chimbo Sakela Chimbo Sakela Chimbo Eva Kashawa Chimbo Kashawa Chimbo Kayama Chimbo Kayasama Mayama Chimbo Kishana Chimbo Vishema Valaya Chimbo Shasita Chimbo Yada Sokama Dama Vayamare Chakase Chakabase Hide Karava Paravare Hasere Parave Paresa Paravare Aravale Parava Cha 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 Ire Agasatageke Kagakiro Tare Tare Emate Nete Kuemele Anko Chitade Areji Paraji Kono Shamamale Tane Tane Tambore Okay, so now we'll do another recitation of the King of Prayers. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. He lies among humans, contemplate him in the present, past, and future, in the world's 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom of Buddha's numberless as atoms, each submits a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite ocean of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all you born to live. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scent bells and parasols, sparkling lights, sublime incense, I offer you victorious one. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood hair and heat high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular way, I offer to you the victorious one. With transcendental offerings peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with the strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here as still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created by paying homage and offering and acknowledging my fault, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May all you Buddhas now living in the world's 10 directions and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offering. May those not yet fully arisen quickly perfect their mind, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all the worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath the Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in the 10 directions be always well and happy. And may all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way. And thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. In following in the footsteps of all Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and others, of humans and of demons, and the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating 6 parameters, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces. Just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of being, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend, who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realization of Bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While surfing through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilization, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom, I shall see Buddha fields as numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among Bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a whisper of a hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the various tendencies of being. With strength of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma. Of all Buddhas and 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma method, I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future, lions among humans, and with the power of religion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall always manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobscured by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of Dharma, may I realize an ocean of crystalline wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities, may I fulfill an ocean of aspirations, may I make offerings to the ocean of Buddha, may I practice without discouragement for an ocean of Eon. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice and all of all Buddhas want to freedom in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one calls Samantha Vajra, all embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, I dedicate just as skillful Samantha Vajra with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha feel. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manju Sri, though this Bodhisattva practice of all embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanation. Limitless is the end of space, likewise limitless are living beings. As limitless are karma and afflictions, may my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds of the 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once creates far more precious cosmic potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirth, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light. And even in this very human life, they'll be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantha Vajra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspirations will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Thus, with supreme knowledge, excellent bodies, family attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully ripened result comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manju Sri, who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantha Vajra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication which is praised as the greatest by all the Buddhas born for freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of virtue for the attainment of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of beings as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus, in this tranquil land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even this small virtue I have accumulated by offering this power of Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential, by dedicating this prayer of Samantha Vajra's deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wonders in samsara, to the accomplishment of scriptures dazzling with Samantha Vajra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. So we'll do dedication first. Jangchu Samcho Rinpoche, Ma Ke Panam Ge Guchi, Ge Panam Panam Payi, One Gandu Pewa Chu, Jig Ten Pam Din, Pende Marupa, Gan Le Shui, San Pe Yi Shin, Padrin Soe, Tenzin Gao So, Soa Deb So, 투제원유성 정리니제 순두주배는 최최사배 간천텐유금 자나배노 텐시각소랑 소와듭소 젠두루유수 습수장김장연가웨 텐징방패웨 군도두본세 초승후웨랭망주주 바닥서두제건두샵텐주. I fully dedicate all these virtues to reality train, just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality, and just like Samantha Vajrashra. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with dedication praises of it, by all the gone beyond victims of the 3 times, in order to have full conduct. So the Dharma King Songkhapa's way of Dharma the flourish, may all times of obstacles be pacified, and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the 2 times of merit, so 3 times myself alone, by the teachings of the victorious one, those and brother, shine and splendor forever. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great day. It's very wet up here at Tennessee, in Sunshine Coast, so hopefully the roads are still open and not washed away, lots of buildings and people. So, yes, thank you very much. Okay.